Hello, this video is for Unit 3 Activity 2 Technology Enhanced Instruction. It's showcasing A, B, C, D. A is questions for teachers' interview or use of technology in the classroom. Then B, summary of response from 3 teachers' interview with same responses. And C is lesson plan analysis of the interview teachers' technology-enabled lesson plan. D, a checklist of no more than 5 items. Part A is question for teacher interview. There are 6 questions totally, different items of ISTE standards for educator. The first question is, do you like or dislike to use technology in your teaching, and the reason. The Donovan who teaches science for high school, he said yes, it provides an aid to understanding and reinforce of lessons learned, visual aids as well. Helps with quick access to the latest information. But another teacher, Ginny Yu, who teaches Chinese language, she doesn't agree with Ms. Donovan. She said she believes the traditional way will be more effective and the tech distract the students' attention in the classroom. The response from Mr. Steve, who teaches biology for secondary school, said he likes the technology, but there are 2 problems. One is some product may not have the function they declared, and the other is the policy of the school. Sometimes they change the 2 quickly. Then the next question is, do you have opportunity to get a new tech information or observe a demonstration new tech in your workplace or school? Mr. Donovan said obviously school has not done enough work to promote the technology for teaching. Compare it with the other international school here. For the same questions, Miss Ginny, the Chinese teacher, she said some of her colleagues introduced some very useful app, but for the school level, it doesn't provide the necessary training or section. Then we'll see what Mr. Steve said. He said he had spent much time to persuade his school management to purchase some necessary technology because really need it. For the next question, what do you use technology in the class for? Exam, homework, instruction, assessment. Then Mr. Donovan said, of course, instruction aid for the visual learners, visual practical demonstration, quick fact checking, presentation, and assessment, of course. Ginny is not a fan of the technology, but she said she used Clusterdojo for instruction and used Quizlet for the assessment, and sometimes she used Schoology for the homework, which covered homework, instruction, assessment. For Mr. Steve, and he gave a very concrete example, like to show students what he means when go about inside the layer of the human body, and some modeling machine works or some professional works students cannot really see in their daily life. Next question is about, have you seen tech have made improvement in student? Mr. Donovan said certainly, especially for those learners who have learning problem when there's no vision presentation or have problem with reading because of the insufficient English proficiency. For the Chinese language teacher, Miss Ginny, then she said video lecture really helps students because students can watch it again and again if they can understand, and the online quiz can quick assess students. Mr. Steve believes that their technology really maximized the improvement, and the game-based learning enhanced the student learning efficiency, and the feedback to students increased the most. The 5th question is, do you use technology to collaborate with other teachers? If so, how? Mr. Donovan said only with assessment tasks like Schoology, because school doesn't buy their service of Schoology, so teacher cannot easily cooperate with each other. The response from Ms. Ginny is the same as Mr. Donovan, because school has no such budget to do this. The response from Mr. Steve is very negative. He complained that school computer is very old and the software is not so updated, and that's why we have no capabilities of sharing with each other. The final question is, what benefits do you see using tech? How has it benefited? Mr. Donovan believes that modern world runs on technology, so he strongly supports using technology in the classroom, and he believes that it benefited both teacher and learning. Ms. Ginny admits that it has advantage, but she worried a lot because the device has multi-digital functions which will truly distract the students' attention and make them worse than going better. The response from Mr. Steve is very concrete. He said it can increase the feedback from students, and it will help to time management with time allocation, increase the connectivity with student and teacher that seems more tech-able on a daily basis. And so last but not least, we will have a look at the checklist. One is, can this lesson plan be carried out with this technology but with same outcome? To use or not to use, it's a question. Teacher needs to think this very seriously, because to use technology is not because we want to use, but we need to. 2, will tech knowledge potentially become a distraction from the overall lesson? We just cannot ignore the multifunction that of the device students have. Once we allow the student to use a device, then we need to have a very mindful plan. Number 3 is the teacher proficient enough to use technology in the class, because school has no evaluation system to test the teacher's proficiency for the tech knowledge, so we must make sure the individual has self-awareness to do so. Then the next one is, in which section can the technology support the class? Instruction, cognition, assessment, reflection. That means teacher must be very sharp and have enough awareness of why they do so, and they need to have enough prediction and a mindful plan when they do so. The final item is very necessary, and I always ask if you have a plan B when some accident happen, like power cut or the device doesn't work. Thank you so much. I'm Philip Lin Yujie. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.